So when my son was born, Miles, about 3 years ago, we decided to live a chemical-free lifestyle, which is why I switched over to Young Living. We use a lot of essential oils, a lot of their cooking products, and a lot of just their house cleaning items, even down to their personal care items. And so the reason why I decided to do that was because I was breastfeeding and I got really sick. I developed a really bad ear infection, and breastfeeding, I couldn't do anything about it. So I posted on Facebook if anybody had any alternative options for me, you know, that just so that I wouldn't be in so much pain. Like, how do I get the stuff away from me? You know, how do I get the sickness out of me? And so I had a bunch of people reach out to me. Somebody tagged me and another woman together and said, you know, her name was Wendy. She said, Wendy, reach out to Erica. I know you can help her. And so Wendy came over and she diffused thieves oil in my house for about 2 hours that she was there talking with me. And during that time, I felt better. My ear had stopped hurting, my nose had dried up a little bit, and so I was sold. I was like, wow, this stuff actually works. And so, like I said, we use all of their products in our home. We use their bath line, we use their deodorant, we use everything. And so what I'm gonna do is, like I've said before, I'm gonna wash our fruits and vegetables with their fruit and veggie soap. You leave it in there for 2 minutes. And then when you're done, you rinse it off and you stick it in the refrigerator, or you stick it in your fruit basket, wherever it needs to go. So after you let them soak for 1 to 2 minutes, or in my case 5 or 6 minutes, you then would rinse them off and you let them dry in your sink. This was a great recipe that I found for vegan overnight oats. I'd never made them before. I had always heard great things about them. I would definitely make them again. I did use this recipe, but like every recipe that I follow, I modified it just a little bit to my taste and to the things that I wanted to have in it. It was delicious. So you see 2 bowls here. One of them are old-fashioned oats and one of them are steel cut oats. I doubled the recipe. Like I said before, I modified the recipe, but I doubled it because I wanted us to be able to eat this for a couple of days in a row. First thing in the morning, I'm not about getting up and making a huge mess and cooking things. So I made extra. There are chia seeds and cinnamon and almond milk in them. If I had to do it all over again, I would add more water to it. I don't even know if the recipe called for water, but it definitely needed water the next day after it had been refrigerated all night. It was pretty simple. I put it in the dish, I put a lid on it, I stuck it in the refrigerator, and the next morning when we got up, pulled it out, put some water in it, stirred it, and I stuck it in the microwave because we like warm food. It was delicious though. This is my breakfast. I actually did go with the steel cut oats. I know I don't like them already, so I won't probably be buying these again unless somebody has some really good ideas for them. And I also did half a banana, a couple of strawberries and blueberries and some almonds. This will probably be the most fruit I eat all day. I like fruit, but I know that it's fattening. And so
I want some toast.
You want a banana? Okay, I can cut you up a banana.
No, yours. I want yours.
You can try mine.
I want one.
Okay.
Oh. I can't pick it up.
Say it again.
What is this? What is this?
This is just like the egg.
Called an avocado.
Yeah, just like the egg.
Can you say avocado?
Avocado.
Good job.
That's nice.
And it's like the egg.
Uh-huh.
Like an egg. It's shaped like an egg, right?
But not very up.
Well, Jonathan,
Yeah.
with all of our groceries still on the table,
Right. Well, first breakfast. It's delicious. Look at this with bananas, strawberries, almonds, and then overnight oats. I think that Erica and Miles made.
yeah.
I love it.
This was a meal called a vegan Buddha bowl that I got from Emails, which is a subscription program that I signed up for their 2-week free trial to try it out because I wanted to be prepared for, trying out a plant-based diet. It was a really easy recipe to follow. I did substitute the tahinis with almond butter because I did not know what tahinis were, nor did I have them. It was a very delicious meal. It was a hit with me, Jonathan, my mom, who's actually kind of picky, liked it, but it was avocados, chickpeas, sweet potatoes, quinoa, and the tahini sauce. You sprinkled it on, you dripped it on top of each other, and then I added a little bit of cilantro to the very top of it. Whenever it was all mixed together, it was really, really good. I was really surprised that I liked this recipe. Here are some of the ingredients that I'm going to be using for the soup. It's calling for parsley, thyme, onion. It actually called for a white potato, but I don't have a white potato, so I'm going to try sweet potato. Carrots, celery. I'm going to add onion just for flavor. And I may add some mushrooms too. Alright, so I have all my ingredients cut up. Again, instead of white potatoes, because I don't have them, I'm going to try sweet potato. And I also have a white onion under there, and then celery and carrots. And then I am bringing my vegan protein vegetable broth to a boil, and I have salt, pepper, thyme, and Italian seasoning in there. And so as soon as that comes to a boil, I'm going to be putting all my vegetables in there and letting them simmer for about 15 minutes. So I had a pot over boil. You can kind of see all of that. Miles knocked something off our diffuser with essential oils. He knocked that off the coffee table. And so I walked away and then my pot boiled over. So I put the ingredients in there, including the mushrooms. And then I let it simmer on low for about 20 minutes until the potatoes became tender. And then I added the spaghetti. It's a whole wheat spaghetti. It's kind of the only noodles I had, so, but they are just made out of flour only. It is processed in a facility that uses eggs, but I'm not that crazy, so what I did, now I have to put those in there, put them on a medium to high heat for about 15 minutes and let them boil. I also added this seasoning just because I thought the flavor was really bland and it was almost a little chalky flavoring. I'm not sure if that's the vegan broth or what it is, but I've added significantly more pepper and quite a bit of that seasoning into it just to warm it up a little bit. It just kind of tasted like hospital food. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a favorite recipe of mine, but it's going to do the trick, I guess, today for the flu that's in our house. So stay tuned. Okay, it is done. I am turning the stove off now. I have to admit, while it was cooking, I thought, oh my God, this is going to taste disgusting. But now that the noodles are in there and everything has blended together, I'm loving the fact that I added the extra Mall's seasoning to it. But this thing tastes really good. So I feel like this is going to be another successful vegan meal.
I love you.
Miles, what do you think about this special soup we're eating?
We're eating noodles and soup.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
Should we try it? It's yummy. What about you, Sicko?
And hot.
It's good.
And hot.
You want a drink?
I would wait to season it until the very end because all of the flavors came together and made it kind of spicy.
So it's officially the end of day 2 with eating just a plant-based diet. We have not cheated at all, or if we did eat something that was not animal-based, we did not mean to. I mean, we have checked labels, we have checked, double-checked, and we've really tried hard to really stick to the plant-based diet. Personally, for me, I don't think it's really been that hard. There were times where I kind of got into a panic because I was like, oh no, what am I going to cook? But then I remembered, like, I prepped for this. I purchased a subscription to emails just in case, so I had all the groceries I needed. I had everything. I just had to stop and go in the kitchen and actually prep the food, which hasn't even taken me that long. So overall, it's been a really great experience. I haven't felt bloated like as usual. Usually in the mornings when I wake up, my nose is so congested I can't hardly breathe. And this morning when I woke up, you know, it was after only one day of eating a plant-based diet, I only had a little congestion. So I'm looking forward to seeing how tomorrow goes. I haven't noticed any real differences yet with my skin or anything like that, but I think it's probably a little too early to notice those changes. I'm not really looking for any dramatic changes with anything like that until about week 3 or week 4, because I know it takes some time for, you know, just the food and the diet to all kind of get through your system, and I know it takes time for your body to reboot. So overall, I'm happy. I haven't been really hungry. I've eaten. I have been tracking what I have been eating on an app called, I think it's called Sustainabody or something like that. I'll check into that and I'll let you guys know. We've had some sickness hit our house, and even through all of that, we were still able to maintain and eat the way that we had decided to eat. So overall, I feel like it's been a really good experience so far. I've gotten to try a lot of new different foods that I would not have tried previously, and I've liked everything I've eaten so far. So it's a good 2 days for me. Thanks.